Hey folks, Brian here. We have two of our favorites back, Andrea Jones-Rooy and George Hrab. We're going to talk all about our trip to Australia and New Zealand, but I also want to let you know that the new Très Magnifique full-length album, my smooth jazz guy, is now available for pre-order. It's called Bebop Cowboy. It comes out September 18th, and you can get it at TreyMagnifique.com. Also, come see me in Vancouver doing a Trey set on September 11th at the Biltmore Cabaret, and here in LA for an album release party at the Peppermint Club on September 17th. All of that info is at TreyMagnifique.com, and of course, Patreon.com/Late Night to support this podcast that you're listening to right now. All right, enjoy the show.
Brian, I was just wondering, do you have a standard mic check thing that you say on stage?
No, I
you
just
don't have
like.
okay.
Well, also because mostly what I'm doing on stage is performing silently in a ninja
that's
costume.
true. Yeah, that would be a dumb question for the ninja, the silent ninja. Yeah.
Yeah.
For,
the only
for
check
Trey,
is that the mic is not plugged in. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tap it.
Yeah.
For Trey, when I'm doing
Right.
checks, I do have a kind of standard thing, which is most of what I'm doing is I'm doing here. I'm talking at this level
Right.
at the audience, and I
Gotcha.
say, this is what, just so you know, in the booth, this is where I'm going to be. I mostly use this to talk to the audience and tell them they're enjoying the show incorrectly, and that they need to be
Right.
better if they want to be a part of this jazz
Okay.
experience.
Right.
So, it's some
I got to
version
get to a
of
Très
that.
Magnifique show. I've actually never been to a Ninja Sex Party show either. I'm woefully undercultured in the Brian
Yeah.
Wecht.
Well,
The only
there's-
person in this room I've seen live is George, in fact.
Leighton, do you have a go-to mic check phrase?
I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've been
Okay.
on stage, so no.
Oh, really? Oh,
So
okay.
no.
All right.
And 2 or 3 of those were with me doing this.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
actually, the whole reason this podcast exists is because I saw Leighton on stage.
Well, there you
So
go.
Leighton, I think you might both know, Leighton is one of the co-creators of this big indie hit video game, Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. And I went to an event she did, like what was it, a panel or something on stage?
Yeah, it was
What
some sort of live. I don't
sort
even
of
remember.
live thing, and we had known each other, I wouldn't say we were at all close, but we knew each other as acquaintances and pals. And I saw Leighton on stage being part of this panel, and I was like, wow, she's great.
I was pretty drunk, if I
Yes,
recall
well,
correctly.
so that's what you told me later, is you were quite
enhanced.
drunk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was, this is probably late 2019 or thereabouts. And I was like, I was trying to think of things to do that involved me talking, since, we were just talking before the show. Most of what I was doing was me silent in a ninja costume.
Right.
And I was like, I feel like I should be doing more things where I'm actually speaking. And wanted to host originally the idea was host a stage talk show sort of thing. And I was like, but I want not a sidekick, but a co-host for the thing. And Leighton was actually the first person I thought of for it, because I had just seen her on stage, and I was like, she's so great and kind of fundamental, coming to different ages, blah, blah, a lot of different
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
I didn't want
Yeah.
just another old white guy on stage with me. So yeah,
And that's
it's
why you
'cause
should
of-
be drunk on stage, kids. That's the
Yeah.
lesson.
It's
Wow.
so true.
Do you
Wow.
guys have a I won't drink before I get on stage sort of thing? Like, you won't perform with any alcohol or whatever, or you don't really care, or what?
I don't drink, but I don't eat before performances either.
Right.
People that have full meals before shows,
yeah.
I can't fathom how that it's in their rider. They got to sit down half hour before and have a tub of pasta. It's like, oh God,
Yeah.
how do you do a 2-hour show with this carb dump? I just
Totally
Yeah.
agree. Andrew?
Yeah, I don't drink now, but when I did drink, I would not drink before shows. Every now and again, if I had I would randomly go to a work happy hour or something, and then I'd have a 10-minute stand-up set. Even one glass of wine, you just feel a little bit slower than you want to on stage. So I wouldn't do that. And I'm with George. I usually will not eat, or if I do, I eat a very specific like almonds and a banana, and then like that's it. And because otherwise, I feel like I'm like heavy and can't do anything.
Can we comment? I know, Leighton, you weren't involved in this, but the three of us probably had to sit through 87,000 emails all about food.
So, okay, wait.
I'm still confused by that.
Jesus Christ, man.
Let's put
The
context
schedule.
on this. We're going to put context. So hold on. We're going to introduce the show.
Oh, sorry,
This is
Okay.
Late Night with Brian Wecht. My name's Brian Wecht. Leighton.
Hi, that's me. 2 mystery guests, both of whom have been on the show multiple times. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Andrea Jones-Rooy. I am on the show again. Here I am. That's my introduction. It's happening now.
I'm George Hrab from the Geologic Podcast and other stuff on the show for the third time.
I think it's third.
Ooh,
third. Yeah.
Today's huevos, as they say.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
So happy to be here.
Yeah, I think 3 for me as well.
I think
not that it's a
that's also right,
competition, but I do have it written up here. I've been tracking. Although it would be the 4th if you count the
300th.
300th. There it is.
We had Andrea on for like a 10-minute segment for our 300th episode.
Sorry, George.
That counts.
Wow.
That counts. All right.
Yes.
All right. 3 and 10. That's fine. That's
3 and
fine.
10. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
But so yes, we're thrilled to have you guys back on the show and just back in general. But the context for what we're about to talk about is George and Andrea. You guys and I just spent 2 weeks in the Southern Hemisphere with the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe at Nauticon, which is the con we run with those guys. We did it in Sydney, and we also. Do we run? No, we participated strongly in the New Zealand Skeptics Con in Christchurch.
A full day's allotment of content was provided by us.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
So
appropriate use of the passive tense by the person who provided most of it.
Yes. So we've and
LA. We did kind of a couple mini events in LA as well. Yeah.
Did a couple events in LA.
Tri-national.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff.
Very trying.
And there was, as you were saying, food emails. So
yes,
we're not even going to talk about what we actually did at these things.
No.
But let's talk about the food. So, oh my God, yeah. Please elaborate on this.
It just seemed that there was a focus, and there was and again to plan and pull off something like this with 19 people traveling.
Because a lot of families came, kids.
A lot of families, 10 hours of content, 4 live shows, 2 weekends worth of stuff, and then coordinating, Airbnbs and buses and airplanes and baggage to coordinate all that. I can't even begin to imagine doing that. So
and it was
Jay,
95% Jay doing all
it
this.
was very impressive.
Very impressive.
How smoothly it all went, and there wasn't a lost bag, I don't think, which is amazing because we had
no
200
flights.
Bags of gear and stuff like that. Yeah.
And yet there seems to be, if you were to focus on, let's say, like trip logistics being one slice of the pie, and then like where we're going to eat being the other slice, it was probably like 70% where we're going to eat, and then 30% of like trip logistics in terms of the inbox of my email was just
the inbox of emails, but also, and it was like, guys, what are we going to do for lunch on like August 4th? And meanwhile, he's asking us this in like April.
Yes. That's right.
I don't even know what country I'm going to be in. And like, mostly I don't care. I was literally, I'm so excited you brought this up because literally yesterday, and we've been back now, 10 days or something. And Brian, you had a more extended fun trip, but we're all back. It was a while ago. Yeah. Literally yesterday, I'm walking down the street and I was feeling annoyed about the time we were all trying to make sense of the show schedule on this Zoom meeting with like this big Excel sheet, and you couldn't tell what was programming and what was internal notes of like order lunch for the group and like check on the lunch order. And it was like, because we were like, we need another segment, we need 15 minutes from George, and like trying to figure it out. And finally I think Kara was like, can I turn these a different color? Because it looked like well, we're gonna need a half hour to order lunch in the middle of the event. Like it was like as prominent as an hour-long podcast.
During podcast number 2, make sure to order lunch for guys, and then at the end of podcast 2, eat lunch, and then at the start of podcast 3, order dinner for make plans. And just like,
the craziest part of this was it seemed like once we were roughly a week before, maybe a little less, maybe like 5 days, nobody looked at that sheet anymore. And in fact, that sheet was actively wrong.
When I did look at it to my detriment, yes.
Me too.
Because I was like, we have to be there at 7 for whatever. And they were like, this so many iterations ago.
Yeah. So, so I used that master sheet as my, that was my Bible for the trip.
Same.
And then I discovered, I think 3 days into Australia, that I was definitely screwing up by regarding that information as accurate.
And the only reason because Brian,
so
I was the same. And the only reason I knew to get rid of it was because I was in the same house as the people who were making decisions separate from the spreadsheet.
Yes.
And they were just and I just assumed they were telling you as well. And I think they were not.
They were not. In fact, I got, you guys were there. I got a text at some point, which was like, where are you?
Yeah.
And I was like, for what?
I remember that. And I remember
right now.
Being like, I am, and Steve was like, everyone knows. And I was like, I only knew because 2 minutes ago you called upstairs and said, hey, come down. Mm-hmm. And so I'm here. I errantly thought that they had bothered to tell you about it, Brian.
There was also the full pre-trip cross-check. Please select which of these activities you would like to do.
Oh my!
We are
6 months ahead of time.
6 months ahead of time. And do you want to see the fountain? Do you want to do the air balloon? Do you want to do the slides? Do you want to do the kiwi hunt? Do you want to do the avocado bake? And you had to select. And please get this to me soon because we have to order tickets for this stuff. And we did the Hobbit dinner. That's the only thing.
In Jay's defense for that, so we'll talk about this. We could talk about this now. We went to Hobbiton, or
which
as
was
they
amazing.
call it, the Hobbiton movie set. It's not Hobbiton. It's very formal thing. The Hobbiton movie set, which also I didn't realize until we got there was not quite the original set. Mm-hmm. They tore the original set down and then rebuilt this thing, but it's partially anyway. But we signed up for the feast at the Inn of the Green Dragon, which sells out legitimately 6 months in advance.
Yes.
So that we are I'm very glad we got in because that was one of the huge highlights.
Yes. Absolutely.
Leighton, are you a Lord of the Rings person?
No, I am not, but I am still jealous because New Zealand.
Well, do you know what a hobbit is, Leighton?
I'm not, culturally osmosis. I would have no reason to know from all of the movies and books that nobody stops talking about.
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Well, this is where they bury all the hobbits. All the people
okay,
who
good.
play
Now
the
I'm
hobbits.
in.
Yeah, who died. They are buried at Hobbiton, and
they throw them into the Sarlacc, and they get spit out onto the ground. Yeah,
that's right. And then they're part of the feast. It's a beautiful.
That's right.
Yeah,
return.
delicious Hobbit.
Yeah, but this was so you go through this Hobbiton set, which was amazing, and
it was really cool
on the whole trip. Perfect weather, actually perfect weather. Maybe a couple sprinkles here and there, but generally speaking, in Australia and New Zealand, cold-ish, not terrible, but cold-ish. Crisp.
It was lovely. It was like a perfect fall day in New York City. Like Sydney kept being like, it's winter. We're so sorry you're here in the winter. And it was 60 degrees and sunny.
They're all bundled up. All the Aussies are bundled up. We're
so
this
cute.
It's 58. It's fine.
We all walked off the plane in Sydney and we're like, it was so nice because it was 55 degrees. And it was perfect.
Right. Because in New York City, it's
large coffee
112.
that was this big. That was my favorite thing. We went right to the coffee place. We're large flat white, please. And they give you this 8-ounce coffee. That's a large right there. I think I enjoy. And he's like, can I
I think
four
Bob
of those,
is still
please?
offended by that. Yeah.
But so we did this Hobbiton thing, which was awesome. And we knew we were doing the feast. Everyone knew this, but I don't think, at least I didn't appreciate that. So you go into the Green Dragon Inn at the end, and there's kind of a curtain up, and you're having they give you a drink of some kind, whatever you want, beer, cider. There were other options too. And then they say, okay, just chill out here for half an hour, we're getting things ready. And then they open up this curtain, and before us was something that looked like a feast from a movie set. Was absolutely stunning. And my assumption leading into this was I didn't know what it was going to look like. Certainly the visuals were amazing, but I was like, this is going to be Disney level bullshit food.
Like buffet French fries
like
and
a
soggy
box
whatever.
Lunch with a Hobbit on the, with Frodo on the
I was
Frodo's
expecting
face
just nothing
on the side of the cup.
And Andrew, you're vegan, so
I assumed I wouldn't be eating, basically.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And instead, it was one of the best meals we had on the trip.
It was so good. It was like a Thanksgiving, but like they had like the table was one of those like truly out of the movies where it was like multiple layers of things and people
Like
are eating off of drumsticks and like
and,
giant potato things and just like everything you want out of like a fantasy feast. And yeah, tons of vegan stuff, and we all got to sit at this big table.
And they presented you
awesome.
with this beautiful tray of your own stuff.
I got my own kind of cutting board and then I had my own desserts. I almost wept with joy because the rule of being a vegan in public is vegans never get dessert. And so the fact that I was like, or maybe they get a sorbet, which I shouldn't roll my eyes at because it's better than nothing. But if one more person says, well, we have a great sorbet, well, everyone else is eating chocolate cake. Gonna punch somebody. But this was amazing. They had all this awesome stuff. Yeah. It's like, would you like some grapes? Wow.
And
so it was awesome.
Bowl of gruel.
Yeah, exactly. They had a veggie pie, which was vegan, which was amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Like even Audrey, even the kids were like, man, this veggie pie is great.
Yeah, I was fighting children for veggie pie. That's what was happening.
Guys, can you real quick do the impression you did of me and the other parents communicating with our twins?
Sure.
Yeah.
So like this, go ahead.
It was what, like 6 kids, maybe? But it was mostly
5. It was Audrey, and then Olivia and Dylan were the teens tweens, and then there were the little ones who were 2 and 5.
The wee ones.
Yeah. And George observed that Brian had an incredible parenting technique.
His
George,
main communication was guys. Followed then by some dangerous thing.
Yeah.
That is going to kill his daughter.
Yeah.
Like,
so guys, helicopter blades, helicopter blades.
Yeah.
Or
guys, lava pit.
Lava pit.
Yeah.
Which then this became the catchphrase for the rest of the trip, where it was just whatever we were doing. Guys, airplane engine. Guys.
Because they're just traipsing off into whatever, talking to each other. They're kids. They're, immortal and oblivious.
Jumping on couches, jumping on things.
I had
just running
no
into
appreciation for the lack of sense of self-preservation that young people have. And I just aged 10 decades saying that out loud, but I was like, it was like we went to this amazing, what were they like? Lava?
Sulfur.
Sulfur. Geothermal. There it is.
Guys,
you're gonna boil to death in a second. And so it's like you walk around, it smells like sulfur, the world is gurgling, and it's like all
steaming and
it's like you're in a volcano.
It's one of the most visibly
live show.
dangerous things you could imagine.
Like it's sort of like Yellowstone, but less regulated, I think, because it doesn't have like the American litigious. Yeah. And so we had to cross. There were railings at some parts, but then eventually you have to walk through the middle of this like bubbling mud lava pit. On this bridge that does not have railings.
Nope.
And the whole time it was Brian like, guys. And it's like, all of these children are going to run into the swamp. It's...
Don't eat sulfur. Guys, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't poison.
And there's stuff
guys.
like Audrey, when you're raising a kid, you want to instill a sense of safety and confidence, right?
Sure.
So you don't want to be the parent who at every moment is like, well, like just anxious and worried they're going to die, even if that's how you feel.
Right.
But Audrey will be the person who's like, I remember not that long ago, we were at a friend's house who, had a like higher apartment or something. And I turned away for a second, and then when I turned back, she was on the balcony leaning over, like climbing up on a thing. And I was just, your heart just sinks and you're like, the lack of sense that something bad could potentially happen is truly stunning.
There's
this push-pull with that.
Yeah. The spirit of invincibility. I mean, and I have heard that because I have tried to learn like figure skating or like tumbling as an adult. And I always struggle, and I'm terrible at it for lots of reasons, but a big one is fear, because I'm just like, well, if I do this wrong, I'm going to break my neck. Why would I? And then there's like 7-year-olds sprinting past me doing like 6 flips in a row, and you're like, oh, it's because they're not worried. They don't think they're going to die, and they don't have that sort of fear. But I will commend you, Brian, and I will extend this to the other parents on the trip. At least when I was growing up, my mother was very much of a let us panic about everything all the time. And so I found we made fun of the guys largely because it's like relatively calm for the massive danger of facing. Whereas my mother would have been like, we're all going to die. Get back in the bus. And you'd be like cold sweat the entire 2 weeks. So I was like, these parents are chill. I am on board. So shout out to you guys.
Like I actively want Audrey to do slightly dangerous stuff.
Sure.
Because A, it's fun.
Yeah.
And B, that's how you learn. Like, I don't want her to get hurt, but if she, takes a tumble because she was doing something with a little risk, it's fine. Who cares?
Right.
What's the closest you've ever come to dying as a child? Do you have anybody have any memories of like a close call?
Yes. I remember when I was probably 5, we went to this. There's a very low probability you remember this, George. There was a restaurant in Manhattan called the Auto Pub. And okay. So this was somewhere, like kind of Fifth Avenue-y, Midtown, sort of in New York.
Okay.
And the deal
Auto
was,
as in like car?
Yeah.
AUTO?
And the deal was the tables were cars. Like you sat in a car.
Nice.
Or you could. And when I was like 5 or 6, we went to the Auto Pub. And they sat us at one of the 2 tables that was not in a car. And I lost my mind and tried to run into traffic.
This'll show him.
Yeah. Like, if I can't have this car, I'm going to
right.
And I don't really, I'm sure I wasn't like serious about it, but I was like lunging towards the street outside to the extent where we might have left. I don't remember.
That's amazing.
But we had relatives in town and and I in Midtown Manhattan, I was I was threatening to throw myself into Fifth Avenue. And you might say, how do you remember this? You were so young. Well, my parents never fucking let me forget this for my entire life.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, hi, you're meeting Brian's parents for the first time. And they're like, have you heard about the time that he,
She didn't run in the traffic this time.
So how close did you get? Were you like out of the restaurant or were you just screaming in the restaurant?
Definitely out of the restaurant. I mean, if you ask my mother, I was under the tire of a car before she whisked me away. I'm sure that wasn't the case.
Guys, traffic. Guys, your foot's, okay.
I would imagine that in reality, I was well back from actually being in the street, but was like, leaning towards it or something.
Right.
But that was, we definitely never went back to that restaurant. I mean, there was a Chinese restaurant in Wayne, China Paradise, where my mother took me there when I was 2.
You're in junk boats for that one. It's not cars. It's your
that's right. Yeah, exactly the same. And I, according to her, behaved so poorly as a 2-year-old that she would not go back to this restaurant for 20 years.
Perfect. Did she count it out and at your 22nd birthday was like, we can go?
After I graduated from college, she reluctantly went back, figuring
they're going to remember. They're going to remember.
Yes,
we
and
can't walk in there. They'll know.
Even
they
had my picture.
It's the Wecht boy.
Right.
From 2, and they're like, that's what I thought he'd look like.
That's the kid. Yeah, we did those aging technologies they used to do for missing children.
Every year by the cash register, they had the simulated face.
And it was, it was actually, I did lose out on China Paradise because it had a little bridge that went over a fake river, one of those like China, kind of tiki.
Yep. Little wishing bridge.
Wishing bridge, like a poo-poo platter, scorpion bowl type Chinese
water
place.
Is probably like plastic cellophane or something, right? Or is it real water?
It was Wayne, New Jersey, so it's real water in as much as Wayne can give you real water.
Got it. Okay.
But the famous thing, as I learned later, is that this restaurant was famous because it didn't card. And they would just serve scorpion bowls to any child that walked in.
Is that why you behaved so badly? Is that what happened at 2?
Yeah, I had a fine sense of justice. And I sense they were breaking the law. But talking to my friends, I went to not the local high school. I went to the private school that George and I both went to in Montclair. So my friends who went to the local high school in Pompton Lakes and Wayne knew about China Paradise as the place you could go get drunk. Local. So
wow.
Anyway.
So this really shaped your socializing as a young man.
That's right.
Really gives us the Brian who stands before us today.
Yeah, that's right.
I think.
Yeah. Well, what about you guys? Did you have any near misses as a kid?
I think my very first memory, or at least one of my first memories, is being in a swimming pool at my parents' friend's house. I lived in LA until I was 6, and so one of two memories in LA. Is I was hanging off the side of this pool without water wings, and I was way too small to know how to swim. And I was like inching down the side of the pool. And I remember being like, I'm going to let go and see what happens. Like I had no, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm falling. Like I was just like, I wonder what this
Roll
does.
those dice, baby. Roll 'em.
And then being underwater for a while, and then my dad pulled me out. And that's
Go Dad.
So yeah,
Okay.
very early. Yeah, shout out to my dad for that.
Yeah.
I was at my friend's house. I was probably maybe 12, 11 or something like that. And there was a buddy of mine that he had everything. He was one of these guys that he wasn't like the greatest friend, but he had stuff like the Jerry Seinfeld line, he had a ping pong table. I would have been friends with Stalin if he had a ping pong table.
Yeah.
So this guy had a ping pong table and a train set and whatever. And his parents were they just kind of let him do whatever he wanted to do. So at one point we decided we were going to install lights in their garden.
No.
So we had to dig trenches to
Wait, how old are you?
11, 12 years
yeah.
old. Like we're like 11 or 12. And we're just like, oh, this would be cool if there were lights here. So let's dig trenches.
I mean,
to
that does
put the
sound like something a
cabling.
retiree would do. So
It's
I really
weird.
appreciate
it was a weird,
that.
I don't understand. Yeah, then we're gonna go play a quick 9 and then go have a buffet lunch.
Yeah.
Just go get our Sansa pants, whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're digging, and the guy had all these tools because he had a big garage full of stuff. So there was like a pickaxe and a thing and whatever. And we're digging this trench. We just decided we have to dig this like 8-foot long, 4-inch deep trench. And at one point I sort of was working on my corner, and I turned around, and as I turned around, he had just taken a pickaxe and done this big thing, and I actually felt the wind
Oh my God.
of the pickaxe just go whoop like that. Not like that. I mean, another inch or two, and I would have lost my face. I mean, he would have carved my
Jesus.
face straight off. So it sort of landed in the ground, and you get that like oh, and then you realize what's just happened.
Oh
and
my God.
and you have this every nervous thing sort of, and then you kind of just, you're 11, so you don't really talk about it or do it, and you just kind of just move on and just continue digging, thinking oh, that was close. But every now and then I'll have this little moment of wow, that could have been a very different life if I had turned a second later. Yeah.
My palms are sweating just hearing that. I also was not sure if in the story it was going to have hit your face, and I was like, whatever scar it was, it's healed great.
No, but
The
in my mind, I
reconstructive
can
surgery
remember
was
the breeze.
amazing.
I remember the breeze of the pickaxe. Okay. Yeah.
That's a memoir title, The Breeze of the Pickaxe.
Yeah.
The George Hrab story.
Yes.
Leighton's told this story before, but Leighton almost died in Mexico.
Oh, come on. Give.
Of cholera.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, it was cool. I almost shit myself to death in a Mexican hospital. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll take the pickaxe breeze. Thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
What, when, where,
How old? Yeah, what was the deal?
I was 21. I think I was speaking at a conference in Mexico, and the day that my conference was, I woke up and horribly, horribly, horribly sick. And ended up getting shuttled to the hospital, and they were like, if you had stayed in your hotel room for a few more hours, you would have died.
Oh my God.
Is that
You
crazy?
know
super
from what?
cool.
Did you have some bad food, or who knows?
I kind of thought it was typical, oh, did I drink water or whatever.
Yeah.
They roped me into a cooking demo outside where we were making this dish with raw chicken, and I also was not the only one who got cholera. But the other girl who
cholera.
got it did that demonstration with me, so I'm pretty sure it was
Okay.
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Wow.
Wait, I don't
That
even
is-
know. So cholera is foodborne, waterborne?
Yes,
What is
it's
it?
It's poop, right?
It's poop getting into food or water, so
Yeah.
that's really, really cool.
Well, that's the
was
big Jon Snow outbreak in London, and it was the beginning
Yeah,
of the
the
field
well.
of public
Yes,
health.
the pump.
Yeah.
Well thing.
Remove the handle from the pump.
Yeah, which is
I
one
love
of those that much of the developed world since then has been cool, it's not an issue for us. And then thousands and thousands and thousands of people die worldwide from cholera still every year, and we just don't even hear about it or think about it because it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
right.
my grandfather, my mom's dad, his favorite curse was cholera in Ukrainian, which growing up he used to say, well, cholera, cholera.
Wow.
I was like, cholera, what is that? And then I realized in my 20s, oh, it's cholera.
Jeez.
It's what in the name of cholera are you doing? Shut the cholera. And you're oh, that's the culture, the Ukrainian culture. That's a great curse.
Yeah.
What in the name of cholera are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
cholera.
think.
Steal that.
What in the name of malaria or
Yeah, it's not
COVID.
quite
It doesn't have the
same.
same ring.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
same
Name
ring.
of COVID are you doing?
Yeah.
What
That just
in the
sounds
name
like-
of COVID are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're not
Wow.
sneezing into your armpit or something.
So how long were you laid out with that? Like, was it days, weeks? Like, what's the deal? Did you go back to the States?
It was like my last 2 days of the trip, and I just obviously couldn't do my talk, and then going back, I was still pretty sick. I mean, severe dehydration does that to you.
Yeah.
Is that you just have to just wait it out? Do they give you what? Do
Yeah, they
give you
gave me
stuff, or-
IV fluids, and then also because of the language barrier, I was like, hey, is this supposed to feel like fucked up? And so I think they also gave me a painkiller along with the IV, which was like, that would have been good to know before you
Right.
did that.
and chicken tacos, which is very weird.
Right.
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very
yeah.
strange.
IV
See, that
chicken
would have
tacos.
been nice.
Yeah, raw
That would've
chicken
been
tacos.
nice.
It's a delicacy. Chicken tartare.
It's like the
I mean,
negative
that must have been.
homeopathy.
Yeah. That must have been just a brutal flight home. Were you worried
Oh,
that
it's
you would
terrible.
like? Yeah.
There
Seriously.
was the worst part was it was like a 2-hour drive through bumpy mountain roads because this was in
God,
Cuernavaca.
Oh,
and
I like
so-
Cuernavaca.
Yeah, it was great up
Yeah.
until that point. The meals
Yeah.
were awesome. The town was awesome. I had
Yeah.
a great time. There were peacocks at the place.
That's in the
It
young
was all
review. Right up
expenses
until the
paid.
explosive diarrhea was fantastic.
Yeah, that nearly killed me. And then I did because they didn't communicate to me that I was going to be stuck in the hospital overnight. They like downplayed everything. They were like, "Oh, you'll just get a shot and you'll be fine." And then they were like, "Put this hospital gown on, you're dying."
Oh my God.
That's great.
All right.
Wow. My partner got food poisoning in Cuba, and we had to fly him back, and it was bad. Like he and ultimately ended up okay, but we were in this like rural town at this sort of like woman's house, and she served us Spam, and the Spam I think had been out for a couple of hours, and I don't eat Spam, and so he ate mine, and so he got real sick, and we had
boy.
to get back to Havana, and then we had to spend a night, and then get back to the U.S. And
Is it like pre-JFK spam that they had in somewhere?
I think so. I mean, I think it was like
Pre-Bay of Pigs spam.
yeah, exactly.
Have you seen
so.
this
I think it's
thing
good.
about Cuba
it's good.
now with the electricity? Like the electricity grid in Cuba, they're completely fucked.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, they
Right.
get like a little bit a day or something
my
like that.
God.
I don't know if that's just Havana or general, but it's wild there right now.
Is it
apparently.
due, and I should know this, but is it due to the U.S. screwing around with their ability to trade and have enough money to live
I
their
believe
lives?
so.
Like, is
Yeah.
it? I assume it's our
It's a
fault. I guess
purposeful
is where I'm
thing.
going with that. Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah,
yes.
like,
it's
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I will
Classy.
say,
Yeah.
and this is, I think, very selfish and privileged, but one of the great gifts of our 2 weeks of travel is that I really wasn't dialed in on American news
Yes.
that
Oh
my God,
much.
right.
Like, I kind of like just stopped looking, and because like in here, even if you're not like actively scrolling and reading the news, it's just in the ether. Like you're just aware
Yeah.
of it, even if you don't want to be. And of course, we all have a responsibility to be somewhat informed, but like there
Well,
would be
and
days
you're
where I
a
was just
political
like,
scientist too.
yeah, so I
you're
like
probably more
professionally have
informed.
to know what the hell is going on. And
It was
the
great, though.
most we talked about U.S. politics was when Steve and I would go interview political scientists in Australia and New Zealand to learn about their political system and basically how much better it is than the American political system. And
Yes.
how one of their biggest political problems is the U.S. being assholes and,
Yes.
not Cuba level or other countries, but certainly wrecking their trade and economic
Yeah.
stability among our
And
problems.
as you pointed out a few times at the events, George, they know everything
Yeah.
about our politics, and we know
Madness.
essentially nothing.
Essentially nothing.
Yeah.
The
I-
cab driver from the airport was talking about Nancy Pelosi. Like talking to Jay, like, well, what about Nancy Pelosi? We're like, how does this guy know Nancy
Yeah,
Pelosi?
name
Like,
one
seriously.
MP in either country. I can't.
You
I
kidding?
can't even name the prime minister. I know Jacinda Ardern from back in COVID days.
Right,
Right.
but she's
in New
not
Zealand.
around anymore.
She's not around
I
anymore.
know.
Which I didn't know until we were there. I just assumed she was still prime
That
minister.
much I
Brian
knew,
kept
but
walking the hallway. Jacinda!
yeah.
yeah.
Hello!
Yeah.
Jacinda! No?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many states there are in Australia. I don't know
6.
what they're called. Okay, great.
I believe. Someone should fact
Leighton, have
check
you
me.
been
There's
to
a
Australia or
hungry,
New Zealand?
There's
Yeah, I've been to
rowdy,
Melbourne
There's,
Oh, okay.
for
pissed
a week.
off,
Also,
drunk, and really drunk.
also speaking at a games conference there, but didn't get cholera
okay.
and almost died. It was a much more
Oh,
pleasant
congrats.
experience.
Yeah.
It,
Well done.
I mean, I just loved that whole trip. Like
Yeah.
well, I don't think we said this yet, but there was like no drama. Everyone
Yeah.
was cool. It was just
Yeah.
easy. Like
Yeah.
everyone was behaving. Every adult was behaving like an adult, I should say. I don't say everyone.
And the
was
kids
behaving like
did
adult.
great. I mean, they did almost
Kids did
die like
great.
600 times a day, but and now I know
But
that's a thing
that's a
kids
you
do. But
problem.
like, yeah. But they were so well behaved. They weren't having tantrums. Like I thought we would be on a bus, like 'cause those little ones were very young, and I just assumed that they would cry the whole time because I don't know what children do. And
We
they
had a
were
14-hour
angels.
flight. I
Yeah.
mean, they came from East Coast to LA, and then a long flight to Sydney. That is like for any kid, especially a 2-year-old, like that
Yeah.
is hell. And they were
They
just
handled it better than I did.
awesome.
Yeah.
Totally. I
Yeah.
was telling a bunch of people, maybe even you, Leighton, I can't remember. Audrey, I was just like, man, this kid is fucking crushing it. Like we had a bunch of more than 10-hour flights, including getting to Japan from Christchurch, which
Right.
was a 10-hour
Right.
flight and a 5-hour layover and then a 7-hour flight, and didn't even blink. Just like
Yeah.
rolled with everything, slept on the plane when she needed to, played on her
Amazing.
iPad. Like
That's it. Tablets, man.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
remember
amazing.
it really,
I hadn't
really,
met Audrey or Rachel before, and so I was excited to meet them. And so I met them, I think, in Sydney, I guess, or I don't know. But I spoke with Audrey for the first time when we had just landed in the Sydney airport. So this is after like our 200-hour flight. Like everyone just is like,
Yeah.
And we're waiting for our bags, and she just turns to me and she was like, "Would you like me to tell you an animal fact?" And I was like, "I would love an animal fact." And so she like entertained me through customs and through that insane long line that we were in with like really cool animal facts, and only one 9/11 joke, which really caught me off.
She really likes 9/11 jokes. And in fact, we had
was
to
so
tell her.
shocked.
We had to tell her in the airport. I was like, honey,
Yeah.
not now. Like, I generally
What
don't.
kind of 9/11 jokes is your child
But it was like,
making?
I didn't even know it was going to be a 9/11 joke. She was just like, and Brian, you'll have to do it. It was the one about the reader. Who's the fastest reader in the world?
I don't even remember this one.
Okay,
What's
well,
the joke?
And
Yeah.
this was like, mind you, on the heels of a bunch of animal facts. Like, I was not like, and now we're going to switch to 9/11 jokes. She was just like, what do you call, or who is the fastest reader in the world? And I was like, oh, I don't know, like a zebra or whatever. And she said, no, someone jumping from the top of one of the Twin Towers because they read like 200 stories in 30 seconds, or they saw 200 stories.
saw
In 30, like, it was insane.
That's fucking crazy.
She didn't tell me that one.
Way to go,
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
to
was
go.
like, wow. Like,
well, the thing is, and look, I was the same way at that age. She likes like the kind of like what she I'd never called this that at the time, but she's like, do you want to hear a dark humor joke?
yeah.
Which we would
She
call
described
black
it that way.
comedy,
Yeah.
probably in the back then. But yeah, she loves that style of thing.
Yeah.
And I had to tell her, time and place. Like,
Yeah.
at home, tell me any joke you want. I don't
Now,
care.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, growing up, for us, the three of us anyway, like, how did those dark jokes propagate as fast as they did?
School.
Because, you would have Reagan was shot, and
There's
then
a
you would have Reagan.
Challenger
The
jokes.
Challenger, you would have Challenger jokes. Like, and they would, like, these, but they were social memes. They weren't some kind of internet or some kind of even
Right. No.
television thing, really. Because, Johnny Carson wasn't saying Challenger jokes or.
Right.
Like how did they travel through our culture as fast as they did? Like it just seemed like invariably there would be a horrible thing, like John Lennon gets shot, and then you get this like wave of John Lennon jokes that like everybody would know
Yes.
instantly.
But where? Yeah, where did they
But
get them?
where? Like that was so. Was it like
The-
newsletters or like?
It might have been like a small
Phone
network thing.
conversations?
Like most of us
phones,
only
I
knew our
guess.
classmates, and most of us in one
Yeah.
town and knew our classmates in one town. But there's like one person who probably knew someone from another school, and so you only need one connector between different communities. Or you imagine
I
like
guess,
you have
right?
cousins in the next state.
'Cause
But
I'm
I
trying-
agree, it's remarkable
I'm trying to
that we
remember.
had this kind of monoculture.
I mean, maybe Andrea, you're younger than I am, and George, you're slightly old, 4 years older than I am.
4 years older. Yes.
So I'm definitely,
Go put some more lights in the garden,
Yeah.
why don't you, George?
I definitely am not old enough to remember Reagan getting shot jokes. I
Yeah.
think that 4 years between us would probably
I don't
be
remember those,
crucial
yeah.
for that.
Remember what it was, yeah. God.
Challenger jokes, absolutely. There was also the whole genre of dead baby jokes, which were popular for a while.
Yeah, I remember way too many middle school dead baby jokes.
Yep. I do think at that age, like a 13-year-old, that is when you like
autonomy,
take an interest, autonomy. Yep. You realize you can do shocking things just with words, you know, in a way, because you're now mentally sophisticated. Yeah. Oh, I mean,
I've always said like that the reason that you love that music that you find at 12, 13, and that stays with you your whole life on some level, like you hear those songs, it's because it's the first autonomous decision you really have as a human.
Yeah,
because no one's telling you have to like this song or not. Like, maybe your parents might suggest something or whatever, but like you get to say, "Ooh, I like Duran Duran," or "I like Leonard Skinner," or "I like whatever that thing may be."
Audrey, it's Olivia Rodrigo.
There
you go.
So she's decided that's what she likes.
Cat's Eye, which
regardless of what my parents may think, regardless of what my other friends, popular friends, whatever. And so that it's like this. Oh, it's this cool autonomous thing you get to decide. Like that sort of paints you as the person you want to be or that you are, and that never leaves you.
I've heard that about who your friends are around that age, and also what your other interests are. Like whatever you were sort of drawn to as like a hobby or a fun thing in that time also gets burned into. And the hypothesis is that it's like because your brain is sort of becoming self-aware and you're experiencing the world as an individual for the first time, and because you're a little bit more autonomous and you're making choices about like, these are the people I like, this is the way I want to spend my time. Because and it's weird because it's such a miserable time. Like middle school is so famously terrible. And
it's because your choices are so limited. It's like there's like 4 slots you can go down,
right?
And then occasionally you get to like pick a slot, which is the music I like or the movie I like or whatever.
Right. Yeah,
it is amazing to watch. And, Audrey is 12 and a half now, not quite, but almost. To watch this process happen in real time, where it's like, they're becoming a person. Now. Like they were kind of this thing for a while, but didn't really seem like a whole human being in a way. Right. And then
we'll make sure we'll tell her that too.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, like your father thinks you're almost a real human being. Yeah, almost. Congratulations. At what age do you think she went from like kind of not generic child, but sort of like when did this form emerge, would you say?
Over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, obviously they're their own person for a long time, but to really see a level of sophistication, I would say, like 11-ish, something like that. And then,
but has her personality been consistent though, in terms
absolutely.
of like that? And that's pretty early. Like you could tell sort of what kind of human this may be.
100%. I mean,
it's interesting. Right?
I think famously, there's general personality things. Obviously, sexual and gender identity often manifests very early. There's a lot of that stuff that I think if you ask most parents, the number of people who will say, who have adult kids, let's say kids in their 20s, and who say that, this is not the person I raised. It seems like a totally different person, is very small. Like generally they're like, that's, I saw this person developing, and this is, basically the same personality.
Yeah.
So in the absence of whatever, trauma or
I was gonna say some traumas can kind of like, or abuse or whatever, like substances and stuff can alter personality,
like the breeze of a pickaxe or whatever.
Right. Or
but with Audrey, certain this is the kid that I've always known. She's like she's smart, she loves comedy, she's a big old weirdo in the best way. Like that's my kid.
No, she's awesome. I had very high expectations because you've spoken very highly of her, and her personality is widely known and appreciated. But she's fucking awesome. Like even given those expectations, she had me at the 9/11 joke at the baggage claim. So
that is this girl honestly is twisted. Really great to hear. I mean, and she was particularly drawn to you and Kara because I mean, and Leighton too. Like Leighton is one of Audrey's favorite people in the world because there's nothing more irresistible to her than like a cool older girl. Like when she sees, an adult woman like being awesome, she's just like, I'm going to be right there. You should, when we did the Featherdale thing in Sydney, the animal sanctuary, Rachel and Audrey and I went with Kara and her boyfriend. I checked in multiple times with Kara because I was like, do you need space?
Yeah.
Because Audrey was just like, and then, like,
Yeah.
But you do that to every woman Audrey glomps onto, like,
Yes.
frequently.
Yeah. Well, because I was, I know what it's like to have a kid take an interest in you. And sometimes if you're not a kid person,
Right.
especially my, friends who don't have kids, I always want to make sure, like, if you need me to extract this child from your
Right.
presence, I'm
Right.
very happy to do that.
Right.
No,
I
because I get it.
think.
Back in the box.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about this, Brian, because we talked about it a little bit on the trip. And I remember being roughly Audrey's age or Olivia's age and being fascinated by like older girls or like teenagers or someone in college or someone like in their 20s, which is fascinating. And I was thinking about, yeah, exactly. George, you and I have so much in common. It's really remarkable. And I was thinking about it, though, because I was like, I'm older than, I think, or roughly the same age as, like, Katie or Courtney, like the other moms on the trip. And I think there's something about the fact that Kara and I were not mothers, or at least weren't there with our kids, that, like, makes us, and Leighton, I don't know if this is true for you as well, where it's like, I don't give mom energy, even though I'm the same age as the moms. And so I think there's not the same sort of relationship for some reason.
Aunt energy.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
And I was like totally into that. I was like, they're clocking me and I am feeling
I love
it. Like,
the cool uncle thing is, I love that.
Well, and Dylan was obsessed with George. Dylan,
really? I didn't pick up on that.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, it was really sweet. So Dylan is what, 13 or so?
Almost 14, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 14.
I think it was after we did the extravaganza because he had never really seen us on stage or me on stage. And apparently, like, I think after I did a song or something, he kind of went to Courtney. He was like, George is really good.
Yeah.
like that very weird, quiet guy is like really good.
Yeah. And he
so,
just,
so then.
Yeah.
well, and he would kind of, admired you and you guys seemed to hang out a bit.
Sweet.
The only other kind of big piece of information I have on that is that Courtney was, I think it was at Hobbiton. We were all talking about the Hobbiton movie set experience. I mean, we were all talking about like how cool it would be to have a Hobbit hole, and Courtney was like, "Well, we have a hill in our backyard. We could carve a Hobbit hole into the side of it. Wouldn't that be fun?" And Dylan was like, "Oh, that would be amazing." And Courtney was like, "But we'd have to like find someone who could figure out how to dig a hole. Like that would be such a." And Dylan was just like, "George could do it." And you're like,
I'm known for my contractor work.
Literally everything. Yeah. I think
there was a photo of Kara signing a book.
"Oh yeah."
And someone took this picture, and it was just the angle in conjunction with the person that was asking to have their book signed. It looked like there was a giant. Like it looked like this massive guy was towering over Kara, and she was sort of at the table and she was signing a book. And I don't know if Dylan showed me this photo. I think Dylan showed me the photo. It was just like, oh, look at this funny photo of Kara.
Yeah.
She looks like a hobbit being, And so I just said, Kara, sign my book.
Like a giant,
I brought my own pen, sign my book. And this became like the meme.
Yeah,
so he would, every hour on the hour would come up to me and be just like, George, Kara, sign my book.
Yeah.
And then I would whatever we were doing, I'd modify it. So be like, Kara, get my coffee, or Kara, get on the bus, sit in the back.
Yeah.
I heard him do that.
That became the thing.
It was a remarkable photo. It was like that photo of the Carters and the Bidens when the Carters were so tiny for some reason.
Yes, that's right. Totally,
like just something was wrong in that
He's
photo.
Like Dorf on golf, kind of like little people in the thing. Yeah.
I think there is something when you're that age and you meet a performer. It's like, you're probably a bit self-conscious, and even if you have performative tendencies, like you're probably not getting out there to the extent that, an older person is. And when you see a musician or a comedian or someone like that, just like on stage doing it, I think that's very compelling. Like Audrey really responds to that, that kind of energy. And
I was actually going to ask if Audrey was immune to it, given what you do for a living, or does she not come to as many? I see. Yeah.
But if she, when she meets someone like you guys, not at all. I mean, she's like, oh my God, they're so amazing, because that's what she is all about. She's like, she loves performing and she's taking improv and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when she sees someone, doing it, I am, a big old boring loser because I'm her dad.
We didn't want to have to say it, Brian.
No,
but,
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when she sees someone who's not, one of her parents performing, then it's just like,
Yeah.
But yeah,
it is funny how the thing that's around you all the time you get inured to.
Yeah.
Until maybe you get outside of it or something, you can see.
Yeah.
Like like my dad was a coach, so he coached soccer and baseball and swimming, and then he would do like plays at school and he would do music stuff and he had a band on the weekends, and it was always just like, well, yeah, it's just that's what he does.
That's what it is.
And then you grow up and you kind of get outside and be like, Jesus, this guy was amazing.
Keep going for it.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get this appreciation for it.
Well, I tried to tell Audrey, and there's no way to actually tell her this. She just has to grow up and learn it.
Yeah.
That I live in a weird world full of weird people who do weird stuff. And we do not have, most people aren't friends with so many artists and musicians and performers. And, my parents knew like maybe a couple people who were musicians. They didn't, I didn't know any. Did I know any professional musicians? Probably the only one I really knew was Barry Santani, or Ostrander, these musicians that we had at school, George.
Our band directors at school.
Yeah. But I don't think I knew a professional musician before them. I didn't have any role models for this sort of thing in the arts. Certainly no one in comedy. I mean, my dad was a huge comedy fan, but I didn't know anyone who was a professional comedian. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But also back then, what comedy was so different, right? There wasn't this improv scene in the same way there is now. There was just like, you're a comedic actor or you're a stand-up, and that's pretty much
You were like Ben Stiller or Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
At least in my understanding of it at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and we watched stand-up all the time. I watched all those like
albums and
Yep. We did all that
HBO
stuff.
Specials.
Those
God,
like
when Eddie Murphy did an hour, it was like, this was an hour of stand-up. Like, did you see that HBO thing?
Yep.
It wasn't 5 minutes on Letterman or 5 minutes on Carson. He did an hour.
I was
like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I was obsessed with Comic Relief as a kid.
Yeah, sure.
So Andrea, do you remember Comic Relief?
I don't know Comic Relief. Is that like MTV or something?
No, it was a big like benefit that was hosted by Robin Williams, Whoopi Goldberg, and Billy Crystal.
Wow.
And they would
like 10 years of it or something. Yeah, 12 years of that.
And it was like for homeless, like some kind of homeless nonprofit.
Okay.
And they would get comedians out, and it was like a telethon type thing. And they got like everybody to do it. I mean, all the biggest names in comedy at the time were there, and a bunch of like up and comers. And I would just watch these like endlessly. I remember Howie Mandel when he was a comedian, and
I forgot he was a comedian.
Not the host of Deal or No Deal.
And not
the actor on St. Elsewhere. That was the amazing thing. Is this guy who used to put a glove on his head and blow it up.
Yeah.
Became this like legit actor on St. Elsewhere, which is this hospital drama.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, that's that same guy? Oh, that's weird.
And then when he did the Bobby's World voice, that's really hot. I can't do the voice, but yeah,
Bobby's World.
Yeah, exactly. But my first Howie Mandel experience was the glove.
Wow.
Thing.
What?
Yeah. He was sort of like a Pauly Shore type vibe, like very like sonery,
is this guy okay?
Weirdo, yeah. But I would watch those the evening at the Improv, Young Comedian Special. I remember seeing Seinfeld when he was a stand-up. He had this bit about a dog. Your dog's really happy when you come home and the dog sees you. That sort of thing. Obsessed with it. But we didn't know that was the only like comedy world I ever knew. I didn't know anyone. And that's why, especially when you were our age and you went to college and there's like an improv group, you're like,
right.
What?
Right.
There are people doing comedy here?
Right.
And then you realize how bad it is later.
Yes.
But yeah.
You're like, oh, my parents were onto something shielding me from this complete nightmare of a way of life.
College improv is rough.
Our college improv team, which I auditioned for, and was informed I almost got accepted onto, but did not ultimately get accepted onto, was
What were they called? What awful pun? I was going to say, what awful pun was their name?
They were called N2O, I think, which is the name for the laughing
Nitrous
gas they
oxide,
give you at
Nitrous oxide.
N2O.
Okay.
There you go.
Bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's
What
that's
about
bad.
yours? Did you have a?
Oh, we had.
No. Yeah, I did not have one.
Yeah, because you might even be too old for college improv. It probably was just.
Yeah.
I mean, not much, but I feel like it wasn't quite a thing. We had one at Williams. Terrible name. I mean, a really, really bad name. Combo Za.
What is
Which
that?
was, what do you think it means? Combo
Combo
Za.
Za.
Combo Za. Yes.
Well, I'm thinking combo the food, like those little
Right.
pizza
I mean,
roll
pretzel.
things.
Leighton got it. What did you say?
Wait, what
Leighton?
did you say?
Combo pizza.
Combination pizza. It was a like za for pizza, and combo was some kind of like mix,
Wow.
pizza supreme.
Pepperoni, mushroom.
Why?
za.
Maybe it was a thing at the dining hall. I can't even remember. But yeah, that was the was the Williams Improv Group.
Comboza.
My UCB indie team in my 20s, our name was Day Stallion. If you want to take a gander as to what that means.
Dazed. It's the opposite of a nightmare.
There you go. Nailed
Okay.
it. You cracked our code, Brian.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Puzzle master.
Yeah.
The
that's
puzzle
right.
master himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, comedy team names, I think, are worse than band names in general,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
because
would
they're
imagine.
trying to be
Yeah.
funny in a way that a band
Right.
name.
Right.
There's an implication of, you need to be somewhat clever or funny.
Yes.
Whereas the band names can just be weird and like, what's that?
Yes.
It could just be like, like Satan's mixtape or whatever. And it's like, okay.
I like the
Pretty good.
theory that every band name is chosen on which one is hated the least. Like no one likes their band name when they're choosing. It's just like, can we all agree we don't hate this one? And it's like, okay, we have a consensus. We don't hate it.
Do you
And
remember
that's it.
the?
It's a good argument for approval voting. It's like,
Yeah.
let's all just elect the candidate
Yeah,
we
basically, yeah, right.
collectively
The
hate
worst,
the
right.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The AV Club, back when it was like more of a thing, used to put out a list at the end of every year, the worst band names of the year,
That's funny.
and we made it one year.
Congrats.
Ninja Sex Party was
Wow.
on their
Wow.
worst band name. I
Congratulations.
know. I really felt like I had made it.
What does one have to do to be of that year? Just release something that year? Or it's not like founded that year,
No,
right? Like
I
you
think it was just names they had heard of that year or
and
something.
they were just like, how did you
Aware
come
of.
to Ninja Sex Party? I'm sure you've talked about this on the show a million times.
Yeah, so that was Dan, my partner in the band. He had that idea like when I met him. Like he
okay.
basically, he was scouting
But
around.
it wasn't an improv. It was it was like a comedy group initially, right? Before it was a band, or was it a band right away?
It was a band right away. So Dan,
Oh, it's a band right away. Okay.
we knew each other. We were both in comedy in New York. I was doing more
okay.
musical stuff, and he was doing more like comedy stuff. But he basically said, "I want to form a band called Ninja Sex Party." So I'm looking for a guy who will play the piano dressed as a ninja.
Look no further.
Wow,
and then-
specific.
Yes. I mean, this is like
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know
That's
that.
a vision, man.
he had a vision. He had some songs written, at least lyrics, and he.
And you wouldn't talk? Was that part of the thing? Like you'll be a silent thing, or he just wanted the ninja aesthetic?
Yeah, literally, that's what he had. Piano playing ninja, band name, couple lyrics for
Okay.
songs.
Cool.
Everything else was something we worked out together. So the not talking thing was something we had active discussions about at the beginning.
Oddly enough.
Yeah.
He did most of the talking, but
I remember for a while thinking, like, am I really shooting myself in the foot here by not talking because I don't get to have a voice?
Right.
And it was just
It's
obvious.
a grand tradition, man. It's a grand tradition.
100%. And I was like, it's just funnier. It's just funnier if I never talk. I never blink. And yes, and it is a grand vaudeville tradition.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate, funny guy, straight guy dynamic. I'm such a
Teller?
Yeah, exactly. I'm the mute, partner, sidekick, whatever you want to say. And I don't say anything. And it was just clearly the better choice to do it. There were also discussions of, do I ever take off the mask and
right.
Right.
do I
Have
break
you?
character? Not yes and no. Not on stage, not in original songs, but we sort of arrived at this thing where some of our cover songs I can be
Okay.
didn't think that hard about it, but for the original comedy
Right.
songs I'm always in character. For the covers, there are a few things where it's just me, and there's one like after the show thing where you can see me taking off the mask, but never in an original song. It would always be.
Is there
covers.
a backstory to him as to why he doesn't talk?
Nothing
Or is it just-
canonical.
Because he's a ninja.
No. Yeah.
Just as
'cause
silent
he's a
as the
ninja.
night.
Maybe we did have something at once. We have not taken the lore side of things too seriously.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't
because
think so, yeah.
it seems like I don't want to constrain the comedy, because once you create a lore,
Because that would be
to,
silly.
yeah, right. But then you
That
have
would
to
be too
like
much.
Be reasonable.
somewhat beholden to it. If it's like, this is the
Yeah.
it's like I don't care about that stuff. So
Because is Dan a superhero?
not really.
Not really. Okay, not really. Okay, I
He
wasn't
thinks
sure if
he
that
is
was.
sort
Right.
of. We describe him
Right.
that way, but he doesn't have any. I mean, Ninja Brian can do literally everything: teleport,
Right.
mind lasers, you name it.
Right.
Dan just thinks he's cool,
Got it.
but I have actual powers, I guess. Except we don't really think about it that way.
Right. Right.
But yeah, in fact, so the big thing for me is coming on tour next month with the band Starbomb, my hip hop band, and this is the first time in the context of that I will be mask off, myself,
Yeah.
rapping, singing, playing piano.
How do you feel about that?
He's really saying the quiet part out loud. Full mask on.
Yeah.
Mask off, yeah. I'm very excited about it because
Cool.
it's, I do the Trey Magnifique stuff with, obviously, and I'm talking, but this is the first time in like a big crowd. I'm nervous. Like I'm not much of a singer. I feel very insecure about my voice. Like I'm not great at it, but it works for the things it works for, so I'll be doing, is this an exclusive? I did do lead vocals on an NSP song last year, which was our Halloween song. And we're going to be performing that as part of the tour. So it's like a Dracula kind of character, sort of.
Nice.
Which I'm going to fucking shred my voice because I'm going to do that every night. But I'm aware of the risk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
This is the life we've chosen, Brian.
That's right.
This is the life we've chosen.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing a masturbating vampire every night while screaming my face off. So
Perfect.
It's very exciting. Yeah.
Typecasting.
It is awesome to know people doing weird stuff. That's just like a cool sentence to hear on a Thursday afternoon. It's like, I'm just going to be a masturbating vampire screaming. Like,
That one I might not tell Audrey yet, but she'll find it out enough. My fear. So this band in particular puts me in a weird spot with her because it is a video game themed comedy band, and she loves video games. But these songs are disgusting, or some of them are, and I really actively don't want her listening to most of this. Not yet.
The various crimes you've perpetrated against video game characters that she has adored since being a small child.
That's
Wow.
correct. Mario, Zelda, Kirby, you name it. The Kirby song we wrote, which was the first song we ever wrote for that project, which is now 13, 14 years ago, is awful. I mean, in every possible respect. And
What is Kirby? Is that a character?
That's
is that
the
what is
inflatable
Kirby?
guy, right? What is Kirby?
Kirby's a little pink puffball who inhales things and then absorbs their abilities. So it's a classic, like, kind of Nintendo-y character. Very cute little guy.
Please tell them the
Kirby's-
name of the song.
Well, they won't get it, Leighton. So
hear
the one of the canonical Kirby games was Kirby's Adventures in Dreamland. So the first song we wrote, and I cannot
State?
emphasize?
State, thank you, overstate. So,
State?
well,
Yes.
I'm still jet lagged. Overstate the extent to which I somewhat regret this is
The extent to which you somewhat regret it. Okay.
the first song was Kirby's Adventures in Dreamland.
Jesus.
Yeah, thank you. That's correct.
Wow.
Now, to be fair, and look, this is not an excuse.
No. There's nothing fair about it.
I just wrote the instrumentals for that. I didn't write, but it's not.
Okay.
I'm part of the band. I can't.
You did not yet have a child.
I did not yet have a child, although I don't know. Yeah.
That's what happens when you remove the D,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as they say.
Very, very good.
Great note
Yes.
to segue into segments, I think.
Yeah.
Great.
That's great.
Segments.
Won't someone
segments,
add
yeah.
a segment now? Quick.
Before we do this, is there anything else we should talk about with Australia, New Zealand? Anything else? Any low-hanging fruit that we forgot to discuss?
Well, I mean, I would just say I thought it was super cool to hang out with you guys, and
Yeah,
also
same.
very cool. I hadn't been to that part of the world at all, and so it was really fun to be able to just hit a big corner of the map that was a glaring omission in my travels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hinted on this so Steve's one of the elders of the SGU, Steve Novella. It was his birthday the second week. So on a Wednesday, we all had this lovely dinner in Steve's honor, which some of the wives actually arranged quite impromptu.
Really threw it together.
It's
Threw
really
it together
impressive.
very nicely,
Yeah.
and Brian very, very kindly sort of actually funded the whole thing, which
Thank
is
you, Brian.
incredibly generous and
Yeah.
lovely. Even though basically New Zealand is like half off,
Yeah,
but still, it was just
Yeah,
very
yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
Yeah.
George
It's a
and I
thought
should have
that
gotten
counts.
like
Yeah.
6 more mocktails each,
Yeah.
but
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like by the way, when you got back, like how long did it take you to like readjust your price thing?
Oh, my
in your
God.
head? Like,
Well, and
'cause I
we
was
were
thinking-
coming from Japan. That was the thing, is we connected.
Oh,
we
right.
were in
Japan
yen.
is actually
so that's
so
a whole
expensive, yeah.
other thing.
yeah,
Japan
38,000 yen for a Coke or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the dollar is weak. So the dollar is strong against the yen now. So
Oh,
things are
okay.
pretty cheap in Japan.
Oh, weird.
Like
Oh,
shockingly
wow.
cheap. So it's like, I think it's 150 yen to $1 approximately.
Oh, okay.
So things were like I get there was some kind of readjustment that happened right before we got there. So the dollar was a little weaker than it had been, but things were cheap in
Oh,
Japan.
wow. Okay.
It was hard to come home to be like, oh no, this $17 burger is $17.
Yeah, that's
Right,
right.
right. You don't get this
It's
like kind
not
of magic
11 or 10.
discount every
Yeah.
time.
Plus tip.
Yeah. And
But
tax.
tip.
plus tip. That was the other thing. Yeah, like God, no tipping. Like you just
I would like,
you
hand my
you
card
finish
over
the
for a
thing and-
coffee, and they'd say
Yeah.
bye. Like they're like, "Why are you
Yeah.
still standing here?" And I was like,
right, and it was
waiting
like
to press a
$2
button.
or
Yeah.
like $3. If something cost $2.50, they took $2.50 from you.
It was
It's like,
amazing.
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
at Steve's dinner, we had a big group.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And so I went up to pay for it, and our waiter was American. And
From Michigan, right?
Yeah, from Michigan. And went up to pay, and I was like, look, this is a big group. Like, I feel like I have to tip here, right? And he's like, dude, trust me, it's totally up to you. And I was like, look, I'm going to tip. What's a reasonable? You just tell me. And he's like,
Yeah.
the largest tip I've ever seen, and this happened once, was 100 New Zealand dollars. He's like, that's the
Wow.
largest for like a huge group. And I was like, okay, 50 bucks.
Yeah.
Great. And he's
Yeah.
like, that is, people will lose their minds at 50, which is, again, it's like half off. So it's like 25 bucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So during that, I just we wished Steve a happy birthday, and I sort of said like, there's no reason that we all should be here right now. Like, there's no.
Yeah.
When you think of the logistics of what had to transpire in terms of the meetings of the disparate peoples and families and organizations, and all the stuff that had to line up for all of these desperate threads to come together to this dinner at Steve, it's impossible. And yet here we are.
yeah.
And it was this like similar thing with like someone coming up to me in Sydney and asking, like how my mom is doing. Because on my podcast, I mentioned my mom was ill. Like asked people to send an email, just, hey, mom, get better. So like to have a complete stranger 7,000 miles away from my home come up to me and say, how's your mom doing? Like it's impossible for that
amazing.
to be a thing. And yet there it is.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was the coolest bit of all of it was
Yeah.
that there's no reason we should all know each other. Like Brian and I should know each other because we went to high school together. But even that is weird.
And you
too.
didn't know each other for a while.
We didn't know each
afterwards,
other.
Right?
We didn't
Like,
know
stayed
it.
in
We
touch.
actively
Yeah.
did not know each other in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like to come to tell those two guys like in third period on a Monday,
Yeah.
hey, in
Yeah.
30 years you're both going to be in Sydney, or you're going to be in Rotorua,
Martinborough. Yeah.
Martinborough, having a burger and a mocktail to celebrate this guy from Connecticut's birthday that you're going to meet 20 years from now, who is like doing this thing called podcasting, and he's all about science, communication, and skepticism. And you're going to be this character that's like a ninja, and you're going to be 9 albums into your career, and there's going to be this like circus performer, like political observant person there with you. And like you'd be like, the
Okay.
fuck are you
What kind
talking
of fever
about?
dream is this? Yeah.
Right, and but there we were, and it was so just like wonderfully cool, and it
Yeah.
reminded you of how the impossibilities of life can just line up sometimes into these amazing things. So that to me is what I took all.
There were
most.
a couple moments, that dinner being one of them, but even on stage a couple times where I started to get emotional because I was like, how did we all, how did I get so lucky? How did we all get so lucky? It's like, it is not something that most people can say.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that, we got to travel around the world doing this is amazing.
One of my favorite nights was the night it was in the frozen Airbnb in Rotorua.
We had an Airbnb that, as far as we could tell, didn't really have working heat. So we kind of dug up these portable
but
things.
This was a thing in New Zealand. Like most of the places we stayed didn't have central heat. So you'd walk in and it was winter. So it was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
And occasionally, if you looked around enough, you might find a space heater.
Yeah. His electric blanket. Enjoy.
Yeah.
The electric blankets were quite cozy. I was a sweating pig by 2 a.m., but there
was so late, and there were 6 of us in this Airbnb with one bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was like, and it was a toilet in one room, like a closet, and then a shower in another room.
Right.
So you could sort of like, it was like
divide and conquer, but
maybe, but still. But the second night I think we were there, we sort of sat. It was Steve, and like 5 of us sat there and talked about how we all met our partners, and when we knew that they were going to like be the one.
That's right.
That was such a lovely
3 of us
time.
and Steve and Bob was hanging out too.
Bob wasn't there for that.
Bob was
because Bob was.
Oh right.
Yeah, that was
remember. Yeah, maybe it was just the 3 of Rachel was
just
there.
the 3.
Rachel was there. Yes,
Rachel was there.
too.
Yeah.
Rachel was like doing a puzzle.
The classic thing where you confuse Rachel with Bob. It's,
they
we
look
all made
basically
that
the
mistake.
same.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Same
why I
height,
was
but
attracted to her. I was like, she's
Of
got a
course.
real Bob Novella energy.
This is Bob Novella through and through. I love it.
But that was a special night. Yeah.
That was a really nice.
Really
it was
lovely.
like 2 hours of just chatting, and like I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, anything like that. I mean, it's that tour kind of energy where you're just like, you're hanging out on a bus or in a hotel or backstage or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is the special stuff. Like, we're going to do the show and it's going to be great, but actually getting to know each other and spending time together, that's the special part. Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about this ahead of our conversation today, of just sort of like reflecting on the trip and what we might talk about. And really, it was so special to me that like we got to spend all this time together, and both on stage but also off stage, whether we were like collaborating or just like hanging out or whatever. Is that like, it was so lovely that I have been very depressed since I got back. Like, like I'm in like such a bad mood all the time because I spend so much of my time alone, but like my creative stuff tends to be solitary. My other work tends to be on my own. And so I'm just like and I was just like, oh, that's what it's like to like collaborate, like be playful, like, and also you get to have these sorts of like casual chit chat conversations with people that you just like don't get to have anymore in regular life. Like in New York City, if I want to see a friend, it's like a whole effort to like, when are you free? When am I free? Let's meet. And then we're like going to a dinner or we're going to an event or something like that. This was like just sitting around and talking like dorm room style. Like, just doesn't happen organically in my life anymore.
You have to make it happen.
Yeah.
You have to plan.
So I think we should
it.
all just move to a commune. Leighton, you can come.
This is
I agree.
I mean,
Great.
100%.
This is the thing. I think about this all the time. Like, especially in college, like you live in a dorm with friends mostly, and you just are around people all the time, and you're going through this kind of transformative period of your life together. And then most people are never in that situation again.
Right.
And this is what I love the most about touring. What I love the most about what we did is you get to like, you know, because everything I do, I'm like, you know, with people I genuinely like, and I'm not just, you know, some rando hired gun for a thing. It's like, I'm with a group I want to be with. It is like getting to do a month-long sleepover with my best friends.
Yeah.
And at 50 years old, who fucking gets to do that? Like, nobody. And because, I mean, George, you know, most people touring, like, it's not a close knit group of people. You're just doing a gig and you're there, and hopefully you get
the
along.
office.
But it's the office.
Yeah, it's a rolling office, which sometimes you're in a cool office, but sometimes not.
But
that always amazes me. Like those bands that are just basically like business arrangements.
Oh my god,
it's like we don't talk to each other, we don't see each other. Whatever, we just get on stage because we know it's going to pay this much, so we do the thing. And it's like I get it, but oh boy, that would be awful. Got to be in a band where like you didn't talk to anybody.
No, when we tour and on the thing we just did, and in general on touring, like we're all hanging out outside of the show. Like we all do the shows, and then we're all like, hey, where's everybody going for dinner? And we're all going to meet up as a big group for dinner.
We've been talking about it since February, so we better go to dinner.
Yeah, that's right. But can we bring our lunch into the conference venue? Or do we have to eat what they're going to serve us?
Oh my God.
We literally almost ate like 3 days worth of chicken skewers because they were like, you can't bring in outside food to the venue. And we're like, even as a performer, like even if you just go out and buy something and bring it in, and they were like, we're ordering a platter of skewers. And like, oh, okay, I'm going to leave.
And then it turned out it was literally the easiest thing in the world to just pop around the corner, get some food, and bring it in.
We were next to like a giant food court shopping area. Yeah.
It was the easiest thing. Anyway, okay. Segments.
All right, segments.
So, yes. All right. Not to belabor it, our first segment is our pop culture recommendation. Our pop culture recommendation segment. We get to talk about something you've been enjoying recently, book, movie, video game, whatever it is. The name of this segment is What's Poppin', and the theme song gets inserted in post after this point now.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? That's it. Great. So, Leighton, what's poppin'?
What's poppin' for me is I am reading the latest book in a series that has had very much diminishing returns. So I'll pop the first book that's really good, which is You by Caroline Kepnes, which is what the show is based on.
Oh, I didn't know that was based on a book.
Yes, it's a whole book series, and the first one is fantastic, and they've gotten worse with each successive one. They're still enjoyable because it's very much like a Patricia Highsmith, Talented Mr. Ripley type thing. Like it's pretty over the top, and like here's this piece of shit going through life. But yeah, highly enjoy it. Like they're all really funny, even as they get kind of worse. So yeah, the first You is what's poppin' for me. Who else?
Cool.
What's poppin'?
Andrea or George?
Well, I texted with George about this already, but I just finished Widow's Bay last night, and I am obsessed with it.
Right?
I went into it being like, I don't know, I just need something to watch, and like this seems to be highly rated, and blah blah blah. And some of the people like in the credits are people I know through like UCB stuff, so I was like, whatever, it'll be kind
Neil
of a fun
Casey's
thing.
in it briefly, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and the first couple of episodes, I was like, oh, this is like a little kind of like, I didn't know it was going to be funny. It's like a funny horror. And so I was like, oh, I'm kind of like laughing at this. This is really good. And then the middle couple of episodes, I was like, okay, I'm now like in on the story. Then we went to our big trip. And so then I'm kind of nuts when I watch stuff. So I kind of had to rewatch a bunch of things to catch up. And so I only just finished it last night, but I'm just like, I need to watch it 7 more times. Like, I think there's a density to every episode with like details and things in the background that I totally need to go back and recheck.
References,
But it was just like, it reminds me, I'm a big fan of Severance as well. And it kind of reminds me of the same sort of like, it's a very sparing show in the sense that it's like, every line of dialogue is clearly so carefully crafted. Or if it wasn't carefully crafted, it comes across as carefully crafted. And it's just like, deliberate and sharp and funny and just impeccably timed. Like I have rewatched little funny things just to learn the timing of it. Like I'm so taken with it.
Yeah.
That might be I think at this point it might be the most commonly popped thing that we've ever had.
Really,
I'm
sorry to
be
so boring. Yeah.
No, I mean I think it's a ringing endorsement of the show that so many people have popped it since it started airing.
Couldn't agree more.
That each one is a little sub homage to a different sort of sub genre of horror and suspense and stuff, and yet there is still this kind of through narrative which totally works.
Yeah, like it's really, I found with that cool show, like you're watching, you're like, oh, this is cool, and then they get to the Patricia throws a party episode, and you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, when they panned, well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but and I even coming into this, I was like, I need something that's poppin', that's more obscure than the most popular television show, but I was like, that would be so disingenuous, because all morning I was just reading Reddit threads about Widow's Bay. I'm also Matthew Rhys is the sexiest man alive. Holy
he's so great.
shit.
Yeah.
It took me a couple episodes because I haven't seen The Americans. I haven't seen the Perry Mason or anything. So I have to go back and
Perry
watch.
Mason's
but I was just
great.
like,
Perry Mason
this is a
great.
beautiful man.
Perry Mason
Yeah?
is really good.
Okay,
It's
I
a
need to
shame
watch
they didn't
it.
get a third season, but that's
I
really
agree.
good. And he's British too. Like
He's Welsh.
He's Welsh. Yeah.
Oh, Welsh. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
What?
I looked
Yeah.
up some of his interviews after it was over, like Fallon or Colbert, and he just sounds like a different man. Incredible
his
accent.
physical comedy in that.
Yes.
Like his
And he's not
his
a comedic
falling off a
actor.
chair. No. But it's so funny. His
So
timing
good.
Because he does that like
weird.
nebbishy kind of thing really well.
Yeah.
Like I completely agree. I like him a lot.
Totally amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. George.
For me, because we had the 600-hour flight in both directions, I ended up watching probably 10 episodes of Modern Family,
Wow.
which Modern Family, is this ABC
Legendary
straightforward kind
sitcom at this point. Yeah.
But I had never watched it before,
neither have I.
and I was laughing out loud at least once per episode. I mean,
Cool.
I literally watched 10 episodes, I think, because I knew we had 2 hours to go. So I was like, oh, okay, they're 22 minutes each. I can do 9 of these, and that'll be the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because they're very, very fast. They zip by, and it's really perfect for airplane watching. Ty Burrell, who's the main one of the dads in that, he was this awful asshole in Dawn of the Dead, which was the sort of the redone version of Dawn of the Dead. And here he's like the sweetest, goofiest dad. And that's the same actor to me is just astonishing.
He's genuinely such a standout on that show.
Yeah, he's just so. I think the writing is great, the way it's done. I mean, yeah, it's an old trope in terms of talking to the camera and the whole thing. But my goodness, I was shocked at how much I enjoyed every episode that I watched, and literally did laugh at least once, if not twice or 3 times. I thought I was going to start bothering people because I'm laughing in the seat,
Yeah.
And yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm going to catch. I probably watched 2 seasons worth, so I'll catch the rest of it at some point.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah, it's really great. There's one. It's all sort of different families, obviously, but they're all one large family. There's a gay couple, and they're the only ones that stand out to me as I don't understand why they're together. Because they're always sniping at each other, which is very sort of 2010 maybe, which is when it was sort of out. Like every other couple or every other family, I understand why they love each other and why they are the way they are. That couple, maybe I need to watch more seasons, but they have an adopted daughter, and they just seem to be constantly nasty to each other.
Yeah.
And it's always like, why are you together? Why are you together?
Right.
Okay. That's the one thing, but Ty Burrell is worth it. It's just absolutely great.
Cool. For me,
Brian.
Yes, I'm going to talk about something actually, George, we talked about briefly on the trip, which is Sugar on Apple TV, which I've now finished.
Did you finish?
I finished the whole thing. There are 2 seasons.
Did you see it coming? Did you call it?
Hang on. What is this?
Okay, so this is Sugar it's a neo noir on Apple TV starring
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Thank you. I was about to say Colin first. Colin Farrell, who I think of Colin Farrell as a guy I've liked and stuff. He's fine. He was fucking phenomenal in this. And it's an LA noir kind of thing. He plays a private investigator, and he's just going around LA, working cases. And except he has this incredible vibe to him. The vibe of the show is awesome, but he's got this kind of love for humanity sort of vibe, and he plays this very compassionate, sweet guy. He's also realistic, and there's what's famous about the show is there's a big twist that I do not want to give away, but I did not see it coming at all. And it's one of those things that happens halfway through the first season and completely changes how you think about what's going on, in I think a very effective way.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll watch that
and
next.
Explains a lot. Have you seen? Because as you're watching, kind of
something's weird. And you're like, what's going on? And then you figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's not just Colin Farrell, it's Amy Ryan and James Cromwell and Patrick Fischler is in it briefly. It's got a bunch of awesome character actor types. Amy Ryan rules and everything. It's great. second season has Raymond Lee, who I like a lot. Who else is in that second?
Have you started the second season?
I finished it. I'm done.
Oh, you finished it? Okay, I haven't
I've
done
watched
season 2 yet. So okay, cool.
I didn't like the second season quite as much as the first, but it's still good. It's still very good. But yeah, I kind of just slammed through the whole thing on flights. And
Apple
really
TV has a very, very, speaking of Ninja, very kind of like deceptive, like it's got this deep, there's not a lot of shows on there, but like, there's a lot of good shows.
I think they're what Netflix once was, which was like they would occasionally make their own, and you're like, oh, this is really high quality.
And their comedy stuff is great.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, though, Rachel and I have been watching the new Ted Lasso season, and it's rough.
Really? I never even saw the third one. I watched one and most of
pretty
2.
Rough.
Really?
Like, it's...
Oh, really? I enjoyed it.
Like, I found people were getting to be caricatures of themselves, and the episodes were so long. I didn't hate it, but I definitely missed the tighter, first season especially. But this one was like, people are acting like cartoons, and the episodes are 45 minutes long. It's just, I didn't...
That's that weird thing that happens with these sort of quirky shows. That the quirky gets cranked up slowly, and before you know it, characters are behaving in a way that is either unrealistic or just such a distillation of that quirkiness that it's just 100% quirky.
Well,
and it's like...
I'm interested in that, and related to what Leighton said about the book series is like, there are certainly shows that get better with time, like make no mistake, many shows, but it's so common, I think, for shows to just have these like amazing first. I think Mrs. Maisel is another good example. Like, I loved that show, and then as the seasons wore on, I was like less and less interested in what was going on. But it's like, is it the writers get in their own heads about like, this is what the people like, and so you try to just engineer it to what you think they want from these characters, and you try to outsmart yourself, or is it just like, the story was told in season 1 and you don't need to go on and you should have just let it go? Like, I don't know. I'm sure there's multiple reasons, but I find it curious how often it's the case that you're like even Widow's Bay, I'm like, I'm excited there's a season 2, but like, it kind of is perfect the way, you know what I mean? And obviously it needs to keep going, but I worry about them getting in their own way somehow.
I heard someone refer to this phenomenon, referencing Community, as the Britification of characters. Because referencing how Britta got kind of nutsier and nutsier. And that happened to everybody on Community. You know, Community has this crazy arc where it's like season 1's okay, season 2 and 3 are some of the greatest TV ever made. Season 4, famously terrible. 5's pretty good. 6 is just weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like a Dan Harmonism where it's like
100%.
We pump the brakes on the gimmick episodes. We've gotten too lost in the sauce.
Yeah. Like no more cartoons or single room or whatever. Yeah. The Britification, so like that character in Community.
Yeah, well, I mean, it happens to everybody on that show.
Yeah.
Certainly once you get into season 4, season 2 and 3, I think, are just unimpeachable. They're amazing. And then as you get, Dan Harmon leaves for season 4, comes back for season 5. I can't remember if he does season 6 too. But yeah, season 4, everybody's just a fucking maniac, and it's terrible.
Okay.
But I think she is she's one of the characters that happened to.
Right.
But but it's not, Community was not the first time this happened. This has been happening on TV forever.
Right.
Northern Exposure was a favorite show of mine in the 90s that was famously very quirky at first, very sort of sweet. And then by season 3, it was just like, again, like every character becomes more like them, like a distilled version of themselves. Yeah. And it's just too much after a while.
Well, this happened,
it's just
Twin Peaks season 2 famously has 10 episodes in the middle of the season, which are not bad because they're Twin Peaks, but they're not good.
The Adventures of James and Donna.
Yeah, and super, oh God, what's her name? The character who gets superpowers, the cheerleader, the middle-aged woman.
Oh, Nadine?
Nadine, that's it, yes. Super Nadine, who gets super strength somehow. Like, yeah.
Well, and then the return is like the biggest repudiation of
that's right.
That season 2 stuff.
And then season 3 of Twin Peaks is, I think, a strong contender for the greatest season of television ever made. Like,
it's the best movie of the 2010s.
Yes. Twin Peaks season. Have you not seen it, George?
No.
I have. It's really good.
It's the best. The best.
Because I walked out of one movie in my life, and that was Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
what did it?
I like once the low bass music started for the fourth time. Bobby, Bobby. I was just like, I'm done. I gotta go. And they were yelling at each other in French, and you can't make out what they're saying. I was on a date. I was in college on a date.
That is a terrible date movie. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're like, we should probably leave. Yeah. Wow. So like I will sit through anything.
Yeah.
Like I will sit through anything. But that's literally the only film I ever watched.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that season 3 of Twin Peaks is based mostly on what you learn in that movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Especially the second half, I would say.
Yeah,
it's really,
that's right.
Yeah.
Crucial.
Yeah.
The only movies I have left during were Save the Last Dance and American Pie 3. I felt like I was offended by the dancing in the first one, and I think American Pie 3 I was like grossed out or something. So
I went with my family to see Ernest Goes to Camp, and my mother was like, we will not be watching the end of this. Like, we left, I think, 20 minutes in.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Ernest.
I mean, I had the Ernest P. Worrell book, like the 8.5 by 11 book, big Jim Varney on the cover. So I walked out of that, and there's definitely a few others. I remember I went to see, what was it? A Star is Born, the Lady Gaga one. And then playing in the next day, I was stuck in Boston due to a snowstorm, and went to the big theater kind of by the Boston Garden, Boston Common, I mean, and snuck into Aquaman with Jason Momoa. And even at the price of free,
$0.
I left after 10 minutes.
I've paid too much for this.
Yeah.
In sweat and
It was
time.
so fucking bad. Oh, I couldn't deal with
so
it.
funny.
All right, next segment, Leighton.
I'm assuming we're doing one peach each, right?
I think we can do one peach each, yes.
Okay. Now it's time for our final segment, which is 1 part gratitude exercise, 1 part petty grousing. The name of the segment is One Peach Each, and the theme song goes right here.
One peach each. One peach each. One peach each. One peach each.
Very appropriate dancing for this theme song.
And so, wait, your read on one peach each is we do a lemon and a peach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Wait, sure, great.
All right, we'll each start with a peach, which is the thing that is a minor bummer or annoyance traditionally. Lemon, sorry, Jesus Christ.
I was like, wait a minute, what kind of peaches are you guys eating? This is
Bad
shocking.
California peaches.
Traditionally, I will go first because I love complaining. I sit on my balcony a lot, reading on my phone and chain smoking, and thus I have the dumbest tan of all time, which is the front of my legs is very tan, and then I have this like hand tan that I guess you can't see, but like this one, and then this one, it like cuts off here because that's how I'm holding my phone. It sucks. I hate it. So that's my lemon.
Wow.
That's great.
I feel like I need a more specific lemon, but mine is, have you heard of the show Widow's Bay? It ended. My lemon is needing to make a living because I want to do more fun stuff like we did in Australia. And it's a real fucking drag to be back here and being like, can we schedule a Zoom meeting? And I was like, I'm sure I need something more specific, but maybe it's just like, the lemon is still needing to do things that I don't want to do exclusively for money. That's my lemon.
Yeah. Cool.
Is that too much of a downer?
No, I think that's great.
No, it's a very relatable lemon.
All right, great.
George?
My lemon is Leighton's tan.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's very off-putting. Yeah.
Very off-putting.
No,
okay, so we in Bethlehem, I'm in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania here. We recently got installed on almost every street corner here downtown these beautiful self-compacting trash receptacles. They're these big like boxes, like R2-D2's father. They're like these big boxes, and they have a handle on the front. You can open up the lid, or you can press on a little steppy thing and not touch anything. You just step on the thing, and the lid opens up, and you throw your trash in there, and it closes. A little light turns on, and you hear it go wow, 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 wow,
cool.
And it compacts the garbage. It's great. And they got like these lovely, they're square, so they have a little vista painted on it. So it's like this sort of artistic interpretation of Bethlehem, right? And like, again, you just have to step on it and then throw your trash away. And so people walk up to it and they put their soda can on top and walk away. So, like plastic cups on top. And I'm like,
It's right
what
there.
It's right. You're right. You're literally. It's not even like you're dropping it too. Like that bugs me too. Like I'll pick up something and count the steps it takes to get to the trash can.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, toss. No, you are literally like, and that.
Like you just needed to step on the thing.
Just step on the fucking thing and put it in. Like what? What are we? We're in a society here, people.
Yeah, that's good.
My lemon is this is not the lemon, it's leading to lemon. Yesterday was Audrey's first day of 7th grade, which is great.
They've started school already?
Yeah, in California they start
What kind of
like
fascist
now.
state do you live in?
I know.
Seriously,
Christ.
what the?
Yeah.
I am
Oh,
offended
it's
on her
California
behalf.
and the South. The South starts early too. But yeah, so she started 7th grade yesterday, and
Well, it's still hot. Let's get them in a classroom
oh my God,
as fast
tell
as
me
we
about
can.
it. Yeah, it's like 90 degrees.
Shit.
Oh,
That's
but
awful. Wow.
we planned a special dinner for her. She loves steak. We got a steak dinner. We planned it
Nice.
out. I mean, really, Rachel planned it out. And
What sludge are you drinking? I'm sorry. What is that? What is that? Oh my God.
vegan
Is that
juice.
like pond water?
I didn't realize it was getting so sludgy
Look
on
how
camera.
dark that looks. Oh my. I'm sorry, Brian.
no,
I
no,
just
it's
had
fine.
to, I had to-
You need to
This
know.
is
What is
this
it?
is
What
one
is-
of those things you never tell the skeptic's guide about. It's like a green powder thing in a drink, but
like
I
a
let
mochi
it
kind of
sit.
thing, or like a.
I haven't had enough sips throughout our event, and
Oh my
so it's settled
God.
at the bottom, and it looks a little bit like pod scum.
Wow, it's like a lake var
Yeah,
inside
yeah,
of that thing.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I haven't
that's
had
amazing.
a vegetable in like 3 months, so I needed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Despite being
sorry,
sorry.
vegan, which means you're really
yeah. Audrey's over there eating steak, and I'm
wallpaper
like, let
face.
me drink my my scum. Yeah.
Well, one thing I actually meant to say this before is Audrey heard an episode of the Skeptics Guide that the three of us were on, where the topic was like, "What's your I'm gonna die on this hill" idea, and Andrea's was, do you want to say it? Since it's
Everyone
your
should be
idea.
vegan.
Everybody
Yeah.
should be vegan.
It's like
And-
what's an idea that like no one likes that you will, but
Yeah.
you will nevertheless defend is basically the So I have no
And-
illusions that it will ever take off, but I am correct. So yes.
So we did this at the last Nauticon in New York, and this episode came out, and I listened to it with Audrey, and Audrey asked me, "Does Andrea hate me because I eat meat?"
To which Brian
Yes.
correctly said yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
Andrea hates
She hates
everybody.
most
though.
humans.
It wasn't
Yeah,
the
yeah.
9/11 joke. It was.
Yeah, that was. I'm fine with that. That was lightly humorous, but we're having. Okay, so wait, but
Yeah.
your lemon is you had steak.
So my
with
lemon
Audrey.
is we
Right.
we had the steak dinner planned, and then we bought the steaks like literally 2 days ago. Opened them up last night, and it was one of those things where it's just like
Oh no.
they were completely rotten. I mean,
What the
bad.
fuck?
And the expiration date was like the sell by date was yesterday. They were like green and smelled bad. It was awful. We were
Did it
so
look
bummed.
and smell like this?
That's right.
Yes, exactly
Brian?
like that. Yes, that's exactly right. And it was like, again,
boo.
we figured it out. We just grabbed a rotisserie chicken from a nearby store, but like still, it was like we had this whole thing planned for our first day of school, and didn't do anything wrong. Bought the thing, refrigerated it, and then got to last night, and Rachel opened them up. It was like, with that classic thing your partner does, where they're like, "Smell this."
Yeah,
You're like,
I don't want to. Yeah.
This is awful.
Never
Smell
works
this.
Yeah.
out. That's
Never
never, a
works
good
out.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, that's a lemon.
Okay.
So did you acquire more steak, or did you just give up?
No, we got a chicken. We bought a chicken and ate a thing with it because at
That's
that
like
point it was
steak.
like late and had to go to the store. It worked out, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
She
She's
was
traumatized now. She's
doesn't
gonna
have
hate her
cholera,
parents
though.
forever. That's it.
Yeah.
That's true. No cholera.
That's true.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get that kid cholera someday.
It's
Yeah.
a rite of
Cholera.
passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, now it's
yes.
time.
Literally.
Now it's time for Peaches. We each do one thing that is cool, good, exciting, going to happen, or has happened. So somebody else go first because I didn't write one down and I have to think about it.
Okay, I'll go one. My razor, my electric razor that I use, broke on our trip, and I bought a new one. And
Did you try plugging it in without an adapter? Is that what happened? Just
I
try to
wish.
force
Just
it in
straight
there.
into the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shove it in
Make
the
these
thing.
things tilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get one in, and then you're like,
Right.
Yeah.
Screwed. Yeah.
but this brand new razor, I was like, what the fuck was I doing with this old one? This new razor is amazing. It's got like,
Right.
different
See?
attachments, and it's just like it was not like significantly more expensive or anything. It's just worlds better than the last one. And it's that thing where you get used to. I'd been using that other razor for a few years. I'm like used to it. I'm like, okay, that's the thing. Even had gone through 2 versions of it because it was working. And I bought this new one and I'm like, why the fuck wasn't I using this? It's so great.
Yeah.
And because I was like, I don't use a straight razor. I get stubble, so I want something that can like do it pretty close. I love this new razor. I'm not going to say which one it is.
Brian and his 10 a.m. shadow.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
unbelievable.
It's like, that's the reason I do the stubble thing is like because when I would go clean shaven, it would last 2 hours, and then
Really?
It actually helps.
Good Semitic hair.
Yeah,
there
that's right. And now that
amazing.
I'm like gray, like at least it doesn't show up quite as much. But now I just have gray stubble.
That's good.
Yeah.
Can you feel it coming through your skin? Does it grow so fast that you're like?
I feel each individual hair, and it's a living nightmare. Yeah, that's right.
You should perform with like a covering to just to like
That's a move.
so that it's
and maybe if you just didn't talk, then it wouldn't have to.
Right.
Occasionally,
A facial chia pet.
Yeah. At times when I have had a thicker beard and put on the ninja mask, you can see white hairs poking out of it.
Oh.
And it's like, it's such a stupid, I had to like not do it. If I grow anything more than like, a tiny beard, it will poke through the mask. And also it looks like I'm smuggling something inside it because.
Yeah. It's like if I wear fishnet tights without shaving my legs. It's just like,
real.
It's exactly the same. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. Pour you another glass of pond scum. Tell you about my.
All right, that's my peach. I have a great new razor.
That's a good
amazing.
That's a good
Congratulations.
Peach. Yeah. I have a peach, which is the other day I had the brilliant idea to drag out the baby pool that we got for my dogs a couple summers ago and completely forgot about. And we have a bit of outdoor space, and it's 1,000,000 degrees in New York City, and so I've been filling up the baby pool on the porch for my dogs, and they splash around in it, and they're so cute. And they're
great.
trying to like lie down in the water, but it's a little bit too cold, and so they kind of go partway down, and then they like pop up. And then Oakley's ball one of the dogs is obsessed with balls, and it will get to the bottom, and he tries to dig out through the water to get it, and just splashes everywhere, and it's just absolutely amazing. And we go in every day, and it's the best.
That's great.
Adorable.
I love that.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I'll segue. My peach is similarly dog related, which is I got maybe a toy, which is like it's a fake crinkly potato chip bag with like little things that you can shove treats in. And so watching her dig in this thing, I don't know if that's going to focus, but it's bigger than her body, and she has to shove her entire head and body to get inside of it, and it's awesome.
What is the name of this? I want to get.
I don't know. I think if you just look up like crinkle snuffle toy, like snuffle bag. I mean, she loves her snuffle mat already.
Careful though.
Yeah.
Careful with the Google on that.
Yeah.
Just
put
Crinkle
Rule
Snuffle.
34 crinkle snuffle back.
Yeah. It's like the website that I use a lot to find. You can it's like Airbnb for backyards for different dogs, for different houses.
You mentioned that.
It's
I
called
love
Sniff
this thing.
Spot, and if you're not careful when you Google Sniff Spot, you end up in weird corners of the internet as well.
That reminded me of something. I'm just going to say this real quick. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. For a while, this is a website thing. In the part of LA we live in, which I won't say, we'll just call it city, or neighborhood. We took Audrey to a pediatric orthodontist here, whose website was neighborhood PEDO.
No,
Oh jeez.
no, it isn't.
Oh jeez.
And you went there?
And we went. Well, so we went there before we went to the.
It was so cheap.
Yeah. And like Rachel and I were like,
They paid us.
should we tell them that this says neighborhood pedo?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
And eventually they changed it because clearly they had to. But I think about this. We still go to this dentist every time. I'm like, how did that escape?
Now it's just kidsmouth.com.
Jesus.
George Peach.
It's like Penn Island.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
yes. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
30 Rock,
famous,
Jenna's side.com. I'm not here.
Right. Or Donald Glover had a joke for a while that he had the website donglover.com.
Don
Don Glover.
Dong Lover.
Oh,
Lover.
yeah.
Yeah.
.com,
Yep.
.org.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so as a child of the 70s and 80s, the availability of chocolate milk and strawberry milk and things like that was not as ubiquitous as it is today. We used to have powder. Like you couldn't just go to the supermarket and get strawberry milk. Like it wasn't a thing as much, or maybe it was, at least not where I was. So we would have powdered these. You'd have these little metal tins with a circular lid
Absolutely.
that you would have to initially pry with a knife until it would get all caked over, and then you'd have to like graduate to the screwdriver to open up the little prong, and you do this stuff.
100%.
And because I don't know if this was a law, but my parents had the same can of Strawberry Quick in their cupboard. It might even still be in there. Like it was in there for a good 12, 15 years. Well,
this much at a time.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, because it's incredibly pungent. Red dye number 7. That's just whatever the carcinogen going on. Well, I recently discovered Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar, strawberries and cream. And when you open this thing up, which I'll do, oh, look at that, so satisfying.
Yeah.
The smell and the flavor is exactly 1970s strawberry quick powder. And it's the best sweet, overly sweet, chemically strawberry childhood memory.
Oh,
it's delicious.
And it's a cute
so
pink can.
I know. I'm really
it's
into
a
this.
cute
can.
It's a cute. Yeah, if there's anything acute about it, it's
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Dr. Pepper. Bring
Dr.
it.
Pepper, 0 sugar, strawberries and cream.
that rules.
And like every Gen Xer that I say, smell this. This is one of the counter
good
examples.
Smell this? Yeah.
I go, smell this, and they go, yeah, quick. It's strawberry
Wow.
quick, like 100%.
Wow.
So kudos to Dr. Pepper himself, or his relatives, or whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
That's
Dr. Pepper
my
MD.
peach. Love it.
Wow.
Brian, did
I
you
gotta
go?
try that.
I did. It was my razor.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
raisin,
All right. That brings us to the end of the show. Both of you, thank you so much for coming back on. This has been a treat.
Yeah.
Is there
Thank you.
anything either of you would like to plug or point people towards?
Andrea.
Well, you can come over and play with my dogs in our pool anytime you want. And otherwise, nothing too special other than my Instagram, Jones-Rooy, JONESROOY, and then season 2 of my political science podcast with Stephen Novella is coming out any day now. If you want to keep up with sort of how scientists are thinking about politics and away from the fray and misery of headlines, come check it out.
And what's it called?
You need to check out Andrea's Instagram.
Oh, Political
say the name.
Reality.
Yeah.
Did I not say the name?
You did
Political
not, yes.
Reality. It's called Political Reality, and you can go to politicalrealitypodcast.com. Thank you.
Great.
Andrea challenged herself to do 100 posts in 100 days.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not in the middle of it, towards the end of it, was our trip.
Yeah. So you all appeared.
And-
Thank you for that. Yeah.
So we all appeared, but she freaking did it, and to
amazing.
watch the whole journey was so cool. So go to Andrea's Instagram, go back to day 1.
There you go.
And watch the development of this incredible thing and this achievement. And
That's
it's
hard. That is hard to do.
hard to do.
If I had known
Posting
how hard it was.
once is hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
and you did it.
It was a self-facing video every day for 100 days. And so there were videos where I was like, fuck this, fuck my face. Can I swear on this show? I've done it.
Yes.
And okay, great.
Fuck my
but then
face is
there
the
were-
unofficial model.
But then it was like, okay, so one day we pull the bus over and we go to this restaurant, and we're in this restaurant having lunch, and I'm having like this beautiful bangers and mash thing. And Andrea looks out the window and she's like, oh, there's a circus tent next door, bye. And she runs out and leaves for like a half hour.
Yeah.
So like Andrea's gone the whole time. That night, 4 hours later, 5 hours later, there's this wonderful like 2-minute montage of Andrea doing like flips and like climbing up ladders and shit in the circus tent.
Yeah.
Like outside of this restaurant. And she got her post for the day. It was
Desperate
awesome.
times.
That restaurant, by
Absolutely
the
awesome.
way,
Yeah.
that restaurant, we leave the Auckland airport, we pull over, the bus driver is like, where we're going tonight, there is no food. You have to eat at this restaurant. So we're like, all right, he's the local. We should know. Takes us to this thoroughly middling, like pub type place with.
Which is part of the reason I was like, I'm going to go look at the circus tent.
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
fine. It wasn't bad. It was fine. We get to the place we're going that night, which has ample food options of all different cuisines,
like
a huge
4 different
grocery
Indian
store.
restaurants, Thai food, like
Yeah, the
amazing
fast food
stuff.
if you want it, like all this stuff
everything.
right there.
And amazing grocery store.
We realized, as this trip went on, the bus driver was recommending restaurants his friends owned or worked at,
Yeah.
and would consistently give us bad advice. So it went from, we all went to this place the first day to, by the end we were like, oh, if he's saying to go there, we're definitely not going to go there.
Yeah.
We're going to
like
go
there
to
was
this
the one
place.
final time when we were kind of stuck was I think in Rotorua or maybe
coffee
somewhere.
place?
The coffee place. We were like the bus driver like didn't understand coffee addiction, and so we'd get on the bus and we'd be like, is there any way we could just make a quick stop for coffee? And he was like, I know a great place in 45 minutes, and we'd all just start like screaming and breaking windows. And so then he would take us to these like quote unquote coffee places, and this one was in this hotel that clearly had never served more than one person at a time and took 10 years, cost $1 million, was not very good. And the guy with the bus driver was just
knew the concierge.
he was just hitting on the concierge the whole time, who obviously didn't want to talk to him. He was like, I never see you around. What have you been doing? And she was like, I'm busy. Like it was just like a one-way predatory sort of thing. Yeah, no good.
And did he hug you at the end? He gave me a hug at the end, and I was like,
He didn't hug me, but he touched me a lot in general. He was
a close talker.
Yeah.
he was a close talker.
a close talker with a runny nose.
I definitely got, yes, everybody
You know what?
got
That's
sick.
my lemon. That's
Yeah.
my lemon. Forget capitalism.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for
Yes.
being here. It was great
Thanks
to
for having us.
spend
Super
2
fun
weeks
to be
on the
back.
road with you and to have you
Yeah.
on the show
Yeah,
again.
seriously.
Let's do it again. Come visit
Oh,
New
George.
York anytime.
Where can
yeah.
people find you? Andrew said-
Whatever.
No. Okay.
GeorgeHrab.com.
GeorgeHrab.com.
Well, it's wonderful.
Okay, my thousandth episode is going to be in January. So if you happen to be anywhere near Bethlehem, PA, make plans to come see my live 1000th
wow.
episode. 20 years
January
of,
what,
of goddamn
George?
podcast. January 9th.
20 years.
Okay.
That's amazing.
20
Yeah.
years, January 9th, we'll have a live 1000th episode with all kinds of special stuff happening.
That's
but that's
amazing.
not till January. So
January
awesome.
9th. Yeah, that's cool.
crazy.
1,000.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Wild.
All right.
Here's to 1,000 episodes of Late and Night / God Help Us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye. Late Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/LeightonNight. Follow us on Twitter at @LeightonNight, on Instagram at @Leighton_night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com.